DeFi is inherently risky, right? There's no insurance. Nexus is really the only insurance provider that I've seen that's insuring smart contracts, but they have a lot of clauses in there, the way that they underwrite it, where they're not going to cover things, and they still cover it in cash. They don't cover it in the asset. Here today, I talked to an insurance firm that does property and casualty insurance, and they also do captive insurance. Captive insurance is really interesting in crypto. I think that somebody will come out with a DAO solution. It may be us, it may be somebody else, but you'll be able to participate in that DAO, and you'll pay dues or premiums to that corporation in kind in your XRP. They'll take that XRP and use it in a liquidity pool or something else to be able to generate a safe, modest return on it. And then, if you do have a situation where there's losses, they would pay out in XRP for those losses. Because that's what people want. That's what I want. I want, if there is a loss, my stuff to be paid back in the native token. I don't want to be, compensated with cash at some point in the future when the price has changed or gone up. And as it sits today, that's how our insurance works at Anchorage. They're going to give you cash if something were to happen. Highly unlikely that's going to happen. Obviously, BlackRock's holding their assets there for a reason. But all that being said, it's still in cash at the time of loss. I think it's going to be really interesting to see, what products and solutions come to market over the next 5, 6, 10, 12 months in that regard when it comes to insuring your digital assets. Because again, your point here, now that you have Borrowland and some of this DeFi coming native to the XRPL, there will be people out there taking your stuff, and you want to make sure that you have some type of insurance on that. So you might not have, the same execution layer or governance around the assets, but many people don't need that either. Most people want to control what they're doing. They only want single sign-off for themselves. It really, a lot of the governance around, like, if you're going to do more than $1 million transaction or $10 million transaction, you probably want somebody else to have to sign off on that, right? So multi-sig for certain thresholds. We can do that in institutional custody. I don't know, that may be a functionality that we'd say adds to Zaman Wallet. I think that would be a great addition if he would go that direction and add, multi-sig where, above a certain threshold or value, you probably want oversight on that. That way, if the wallet gets hacked somehow and somebody does try to sign on your behalf, they can't do anything above a certain amount, and they can do below that, right? But all that being said, right, I think the space will continue to progress, and these amendments are huge moves forward.